Welcome to this week's vlog, or series, whatever you want to call it. My check-in for the week. I've been thinking a lot about this concept of curiosity and how important it's been in my life, and it actually hit me so hard the other night. Of course, if you've been following, you've been kind of witnessing my pursuit or retreat of trying to figure out, the real essence of the brand, where we fit in, what do we stand for. And admittingly, I've always had a hard time articulating that, which is probably one of the pitfalls or shortcomings of maybe what I need to bring to the table. Not too worried about that right now. Because I'm enjoying the process and I'm learning along the way. So we were sitting at dinner the other night, my wife and I, and I've been really wanting to take an inventory of our values. Been thinking a lot about this value, simplicity. We talk about it a lot. And then something hit me, and it's not necessarily saying maybe simplicity isn't the most resonant emotion or feeling or idea that we can bring to the table. So we started thinking, she asked me, why did I originally do this? And I replayed the tape. I went back, thinking in my head, I'm sitting on my couch, and I remember thinking, I'm in love with the sport. I'm in love with my training. I'm in love with the triathlon regimen. I'm in love with the marathon training regimen. And frankly, I love the shoes. But when I thought about the shoes, it kind of seemed impossible. Like, man, I could never really turn that into my job. I was running in some Hokas, some Sauconys, the Clifton, the Kinvara, like all these great shoes out there. And I was thinking, what's the difference between them all? Like, what's going on here? Like, why am I so confused as to, like, the tools and everything? Anyway, and it's not so much about the delineation of the models. It was, the resonant thought was, why can't I do this? Why am I not qualified to be a member of the shoemaking community? And it kind of blew my mind, and frankly, I just kind of had enough of that limited thinking. So sitting on that couch, I had this thought come through my head. Who's to say that somebody without the experience, without the knowledge, but with the passion, can just take on the market leader? In that case, I think 10 out of 10 runners, 9 out of 10 runners, if you say name a running shoe, they're probably going to name Nike or Adidas or whoever, one of the big market leaders. And it would be ludicrous to even think that some guy without this experience or the tenure or even an internship in any major company would have a shot at this. And I think that was a good enough reason to start. And so we were replaying this tape, and I didn't like the bound thinking, and it was the same type of thinking. Why couldn't I just be a sober person and be the best man that I want to be? Why can't I start a restaurant? Why can't I just be the hot dog guy? Like all these previous experiences, it kind of seems like that was a very common and resonant theme. So we began to dissect it, dig a little deeper. There was a curiosity of the potential. This need to maybe feel something. Maybe it's to feel special, to fill the self-esteem tank. For me, it was an expedition into the unknown to see what my capabilities are. I think sometimes I take that initial step for granted. Or here's the irony, is that I'm thinking that simplicity is a resonant message. It may or may not be. But I do think that something more foundational is likely in this idea of curiosity. Curiosity of our potential, curiosity of what's on the other side of the door. So what happens if we remove the barriers, the status quo, the idea that there's a standard that's good enough or not good enough, or maybe it's the sub-3 marathon, and that seems to be a mark that everybody likes to hit, and I love that mark. It's a great mark to hit. But what if we could transcend that and just be curious about our potential? What if we just leaned in and tried our best? It would probably be the most exhausting thing ever to wake up every single day and try our best. And I think that's a noble concept. Likely was the most resonant value that was predicated before starting the company. I get real excited to uncover that. Curiosity is a potential value on my rediscovery of getting reacquainted with the brand, myself, and figuring out our voice. The way that I'm kind of imagining this is, and I brought out these shoes because what if you could take a Nike Mayfly, for example, and a Saucony Kinvara. And what if you could create something special? This shoe is very important to me for many reasons. It's a fascinating shoe. There was a lot going on. This material didn't bind very well to the bottom, but these are the tick marks of the miles that I put in it, including the World Championship 70.3 Ironman in Nice one year. It was impossible to think that I could even qualify for a race like that, but I was curious to know if I could do it. And I got a roll down spot. And it was fascinating, the process. The impossible became possible. These shoes represent a massive journey into potential. I couldn't be any more proud about that. So what I'm thinking a lot about lately is the Atreyu brand, what we stand for. I just wanted to say thank you for joining me on these weekly vlogs. I'm using this as a forum. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know if you feel that running makes you curious about your potential, or it's an activity that you feel limited on. I once heard that our relationships pretty much go from, aside from our loved ones and our friends and family, our home and our dwelling is like the second most important relationship that we have, a place to feel comfortable, safe, and secure. Well, I hypothesize that our relationship with our practice, our movement, our running, our routines, with me specifically, my relationship with my endurance routine is right there at the top. If it's not number 3, it's in the top 5. And I would say that I feel that my relationship with running is right there under my home and my general well-being. It's the physical part to the mental part. Is that relationship healthy? Do we have a great relationship with it? Are we open about it? Are we curious about the potential? Do we lean into the risk? What if Atreyu just stood for that? I think that would be so magical, and I'm so glad I had that conversation at dinner the other night, and I thought that I'd share it with you. A little bit of public accountability goes a long way. Maybe we'll do something with it, maybe we won't. I'm more interested in hearing your thoughts. How did this make you feel? How did it make, what type of relationship do you have with your running routine? Do you put it in your top 3, top 5 relationships? We spend all this time doing it. How do you value it? Can't wait to see what you think about this one. Thanks so much for watching this week. We'll come at you with another one soon. And as always, thank you for your support and following along this journey. I'm very humbled to do what I do. Adios for now. Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
Let's do a little Trouble in Mind.
Trouble in Mind. Trouble in mind, and I'm blue, but I won't be blue all the way, because the sun's gonna shine on my back door someday. I'm going down to the river, gonna bring my shoes, and if the blues don't leave me, gonna run till I both fuse. Trouble in mind, Right on. Hell yeah, right on, man. Very good.